think it's going to be a good season long as we work on that right side of the O line. They have to address it. What is Kyle not sharing with us because they're doing everything else but that right side of the line, and that's what matters.
I don't understand Kyle acting like you can work around part. You want to have 5 good offensive linemen. That's what Jim Harbaugh had. When Jim Harbaugh's team was really good, their offensive line was the best in the league. No. Hey, there you are. I don't understand what, to me, that's arrogance. Oh, I can get away with this or that. Like, no, you can't. No, you can't.
No,
it's the same attitude at quarterback too.
Oh no, 100%. Why isn't he throwing all his chips in the bag for Lamar? I mean, he's on his 7th season, been to Super Bowl, lost 3 NFC championships, lost. I mean, and you're gonna.
I got a theory. Again, Kyle wants to be the star. Lamar is a star. Lamar is way too much of a star. It's all about Kyle. And with offensive linemen, you can't really you can't dazzle people with your skill. Offensive linemen are just doing their own thing. Like Kyle has gadget players on offense that only he can use. Debo. Only Kyle knows how to use Debo. And Christian McCaffrey. Only Kyle can use Christian to his full capacity. And George Kittle. But, if you just bring in a bunch of really good offensive linemen, like, that doesn't show Kyle's genius. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't pump up his ego. That just makes everyone's job easier. What concept?
This? How did they not see this?
Because Jed is printing money right now. The team is in the NFC Championship game every year. Everyone talks about them. They're extremely relevant. And I think that's cool with him, man. I think that's cool with him. He's much more like Jerry Jones than Eddie DeBartolo, is the way I'll put it.
So sad. That is very sad to hear. I'm a diehard Niner fan as far back as my memory goes.
How old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
Okay, so you're 40. I'm 35. Everyone 35 and older feels this way. Everyone 35 and younger is like, hey, man, I don't remember the DeBartolo years. This is the best we got. I really like being relevant. It's like, well, okay.
I'm okay with being. We're not the Cleveland Browns. We're not one of these.
Not the Raiders.
Yeah, we're not the Raiders. We're the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see your problems and fix it. I'm done. I'm not buying any more of their gear, memorabilia until we get to that Super Bowl and get a W, because I've spent so much. My truck's sitting outside right now, got Niner flags front to back. I mean, I'm diehard. I love it. Win or lose, that's what I am. But it's just like, come on, guys. Like, are you serious now? It's like going to a water park and wanting to get on the favorite ride, go there every summer, but you stand in line for 4 hours, and when it's your turn to get up there, they close the park. I'm just like, you had fun. You got to go to the park. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Sitting home on the couch, but what the heck?
Yeah, there was so much anticipation, but it just didn't pay off. Look, at least they went and made a big splash with Javon Hargrave. It's just like, yo, finish the team. And it's crazy. It's like they have all these holes and picks after, 99 and after. It's like, man, this seems like a brain buster I can't figure out. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Right tackle? Okay.
They spent so much on the defense. Our defense wasn't the problem. Our defense was the problem. Our defensive line got ran over in that NFC Championship game because that's all Philly did. Why would they do anything else? Why would they take the chance of interceptions, take a chance of running hurt? What are they going to do? They're going to rotate and just run the ball up the middle and just run this clock out and call it a day.
Also, Fletcher Cox, like, really good player, but what did he do in the Super Bowl? He whooped the Niners. He did nothing in the Super Bowl. So if the Niners face the Chiefs in the Super Bowl next year, how many sacks are they going to get on? It's entirely possible they get no sacks on Patrick Mahomes, just like Philly did last year, because offensive linemen are basically allowed to hold. Patrick Mahomes is great, and so is their offensive line in Kansas City. Yeah.
What's that?
So is the offensive line in Kansas City. That offensive line.
I mean, I wasn't really mad about losing that NFC Championship or anything else, because I looked at it like this. Now, had Philly gone to the Super Bowl and they'd won that Super Bowl, I might have been a little bit bitter about it, because maybe we would have had a chance. But I don't believe we were going to go into that Super Bowl with the way we were set up and beat Kansas City. Philly couldn't do it. Philly,
it was funny
Philly
too.
had a complete team, because Brock Purdy's good. He did good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but he's not a Jalen Hurts, and that's just facts. And they didn't really have any success. I mean, they played a good game. It was a good bowl. I give them that. But at the end of the day, I mean, they man for man, Niners to Philly, quarterback.
Well, in the Niners' head with Brock Purdy, they were going to score 35 in the NFC Championship and win, and they were going to score 40 in the Super Bowl and win. So in their mind, their offense is elite. Like they got the greatest show on grass.
Mm-mm.
They're wrong, but they think they have the greatest show on grass, and they just have to finish it off with the defense. It's too bad that they can't honestly look at themselves in the mirror. And what they are is a really good contending team, and they think they're the best team in the league. And they say stuff like, well, technically we don't have any hardware, but we've been the most consistent team in the league the last few years, other than the Chiefs. It's like, no one cares.
Yeah.
There's no ring for that. No one cares.
The only people that care is, just like you said a few minutes ago, is Jed York, because he's printing money left and right, and it's coming from everywhere, every which side. But
I mean, it's nice for me. Like I do a daily YouTube channel talking about the Niners, and if they're relevant, I get more views than if they're not, of course. But I mean, that's not.
How much more relevant would we be if we get a ring? Like, what don't they
see? It would be nice. Because think
everybody?
about it too. Like, there's all these diehard fans in their 40s and 50s all across the world because the Niners won Super Bowls a long time ago.
Yep.
These, I mean, just because you grew up, like you have people calling 25, like I grew up watching Colin Kaepernick, like, yeah, that's different. You grew up watching a good team that had a moment and then lost it, and that's kind of what this team is flirting with. A good team had a moment, but the moment's going away. I mean, they just lost 22% of their starting roster, and Trent Williams is like on the year-to-year plan. Also, you never know when George Kittle's going to go do WWE. You don't know. At least you got Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. That's good.
We have more injury-prone players on our team than the majority of the rest of the teams in the league. And it's because of the style of football we play, I believe. We play that smash mouth, ground and pound. But I mean, like how he used Christian McCaffrey. I mean, every time Christian touched that ball, week 16, 17, second half of the game, I mean, I just sit there and just cringe because what are you doing? Why are you running this kid? I mean, he's a gadget player, so to speak. You know what I mean? If you really want to get down, he's more of a wide out, if you ask me, slot receiver.
And you look at like Kyle Shanahan, like, hey man, how come your teams are consistently among the most injured in the league every single year? Well, he takes a scat back who's like 200 pounds and gives him 27 touches a game. Like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And everyone's like, hey man, you ought to be careful with Christian McCaffrey. And he's like, no. And so it worked out for half a season. What's gonna happen this year? I mean, he's never had a guy on this team be the leading rusher more than once. His dad did the same thing to Terrell Davis.
Yep.
I mean, he just destroyed him in 4 years. That was it. The whole career.
Terrell, to me, is just a legit knockoff of his father when it comes to his.
And I really don't think they think of players as players, man. They're not teachers at heart. They're play designers at heart, and I think they look at players as guys in a Madden game. And when they get hurt, it's like, well, that's football or that's Madden. It's like, nah, man, that's your scheme every single year. So you should feel bad. You're hurting careers. He thinks he's making careers.
Next man up. That'll tell you right then and there. I can honestly say there's one other coach in the league that I think heard use that terminology. I can't say who it is off the top of my head because I can't quite remember. But I don't think I've ever heard any other coaches use that analogy. This is football, next man up. Like
Mike McDaniel says it. Mike McDaniel says it, and he was here. And I'm watch D'Amico and the Houston Texans. I'm betting that team's going to have a ton of injuries. They got the same system. They could do that same play action system, which asks backup running backs and tight ends to block premier edge rushers. Whoever that quarterback is going to get hurt. Man, good call. I got to take some more. Good to see you, man.
Grant, love you, buddy. Have a great day.